see the mountains. Woo! I get excited when I can see the mountains. Always have. Alright, we're going up the mountain now, almost to the top. A lot of construction going on. They're trying to widen this. This is a main road up here towards Boone, where Appalachian State University is. So the 2 lanes getting up here just isn't cutting it anymore. Come up on a weekend, especially around this time of year when people are wanting to come up and see the leaves, which is why I chose a Tuesday to take off, because I knew the traffic coming up here on a weekend would just be horrendous. So, but you're already starting to get some of those views. It's just awesome out there. There's the Parkway, guys. We'll get on the Parkway. I'll go to the viaduct. We'll talk a little bit about that and a little bit about the history of the Parkway itself. Alright guys, so the Parkway was started being built in 1935, so it was part of Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal program. You know, he had the WPA, and this was part of the Tri-C thing, the Civil Citizens Corps, I think it was. Had a lot to do with that. Beautiful colors. I'm glad. I'm hitting it pretty good right now. So I don't know if this is all coming through on camera, but I sure hope it is. So anyways, this project, like I said, it started in 1935. The very first section was over by the North Carolina-Virginia line in 1935, and that was completed in 1937. And this Parkway runs now, after 50 years of work, 469 miles, and it runs from the Great Smoky Mountains all the way to the Shenandoah National Park in Virginia. And as far as the elevations go, in places in North Carolina, we're up around 3,000 foot, between 3,000 and 4,000 feet where we are now. It goes as high as 6,000 feet, more as you get closer over towards Mount Mitchell and the Smoky Mountains. And then so project started 1935. They kept building and working on it until the World War II broke out, and then funds were diverted from that for the war. They didn't get back started until the early 1950s again. So about 1950 they started to get up again on the Parkway. And there's always been a lot of controversy. As beautiful as this is, to build it, there's a couple of great things. Number one, it created jobs during a depression in a really bad economic time, but they also took a lot of people's land for it, Americans' land and even Native American land too. The eastern band of the Cherokee Nation. There's a slice of the Parkway at the south end of it that goes through Cherokee land, and they disputed it. Ended up the U.S. government gave them like $40,000 for it, and that settled the dispute, and the Parkway was finished. And when that section of the Parkway was finished in the 1950s, the Cherokee Indians were there for the celebration of it as well. So it all worked out, but there's still, you can read a lot of stories about they basically just kicked a lot of people off their land for this. So there was a lot of hard feelings about this Parkway, and there's no commercial vehicles allowed on it. Speed limit, I don't think goes above 45 anywhere on the Parkway. It's lower in some areas, but 45 is about the max of the speed that you can go. The section I'm headed to now is called the Viaduct, and it was almost all of the Parkway was completed between 1966 and 68, except for the 7-mile stretch. And it's called the Viaduct, and it goes around Grandfather Mountain. And they didn't want to dig into Grandfather Mountain to do it. They wanted to preserve the natural look to it. And in order to do that, it was going to take an engineering marvel, and they built this viaduct that we'll be going over here shortly. And it's truly an amazing work of engineering. But this last 7 miles did not get completed until 1987. It was just left where you had to get off the Parkway, go around on 221, and come back on the Parkway. So for 20 years, that was the one section that remained unfinished, where you had to get off the Parkway. But now you could ride all 469 miles. You could start at the Smokies and go all the way to Virginia. And it's pretty amazing. It's just an amazing feat. You think of some of these bridges they built really high over creeks and stuff just to pass, and it is you just see how much work went into this. But this viaduct section has always been just sort of my favorite section of the Parkway, because there's been times we came up here and the clouds were about level with it, and it feels like you're riding on a road in the clouds. Beautiful farmland and stuff, and from some of the stuff I was reading, there's some people consider the Parkway still not finished because the park wants to buy more privately owned lands that are just adjacent to the Parkway. And part of the reason for it is they're worried that people that own the land can turn it into something commercial and ruin the look of the Parkway, because it's kept very natural, as you can see, for the most part, cutting through it, and there's just nothing like it in the world and stuff. And I've been here for 20 years. I still haven't been on all of it. This is actually a lake you can, I think they have paddle boats on these when it's warmer out. There's Grandfather Mountain. You can see it up there, rock face and stuff. From certain vantage point and distance, it looks like an old man lying down. You can kind of see it there. And up there is also you could go to the top of that. It's a privately owned mountain. It costs, I don't remember what it costs now to go up there, but you can pay a fee. There's a little zoo on the way up there, a little place to eat and stuff. And there is a swinging bridge at the top that moves, and it gets shut down on severely windy days and stuff, but it can be terrifying at times. When I first moved here, I would go across it and stuff, no problem. But the last few times I've been there, I've been like, yeah, no, you guys go on ahead. So basically, all of this section here was not finished on the way up to the viaduct until the 1980s. To me, that's absolutely amazing. It's a nice pull-off point where people can come up. They come up over here, and then they take pictures because of these views that you have here. There's a little trail on the side. So here we are. We're getting ready to go over the viaduct. An engineering marvel, in my opinion. Just amazing. And you can actually, there's trails that go underneath this, and you can get views from underneath. But just look at this. I mean, it is amazing. It is like you're riding on the air out here. Absolutely amazing. Hey guys, as you can tell, I'm not on the Parkway anymore. What I found out when I got home was I had almost 4 hours of video to go through and edit. Typically I only have 30 to 60 minutes to go through and edit it, so it's taking me a little longer. So I apologize about the amount of time it's taking me to get the videos out. But I hope you enjoyed that first section of the Parkway and had as much fun watching it as I enjoyed making it. It was just an awesome day for a ride. And coming up soon will be part 2. It'll be the ride back down to lower elevations in the Parkway. And it'll be the last part of actually on the Parkway. So you guys take care. Stay safe out there on your rides. God bless. And if you like the channel, please hit subscribe. And we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.